stream. Hopefully my audio is good. Welcome back to the stream. And yeah, as the title says, the Alchemortis Steam page is live. And yeah, I know the name leaked a couple of days ago, but this is the official announcement of the name. The game is called Alchemortis. So the Steam page is linked as the first item in the description below. So go ahead and check it out. Wishlist it if you're interested. And yeah, it feels good to have that page up. It's very basic. I don't have a trailer or any videos or anything, but I'll do all of that stuff later once the game is a little bit further along in development. But at least I can start collecting wish lists, and you guys can start wish listing it right now if you want. So definitely check that out. I'd appreciate that. Alchemortis is going to be the next commercial release for me, so we will see how it goes. But like I said before, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think there's a huge amount of potential. So we're going to be marching towards the playtest here. I'm getting everything set up for that. I've already set up a Discord server, which I'm not ready to start accepting people into yet, but I've got the basics of that set up. I've got a Patreon set up. So I got to get this build finished for the playtest here and then figure out how to distribute that through Steam or elsewhere. And then I'll do a whole big launch all together where I'm going to release a devlog, the first devlog for the game on the channel. I will be also opening up the Patreon and the Discord at the same time, and then the playtest will also start. So it's going to be like a huge all-in-one kind of thing. So anyway, that's what we're working on. So in just a few short weeks here, should be opening up the playtest. But anyway, so yeah, check that out. I also have Gunforged, but we don't care about Gunforged anymore. And then I have my Udemy courses as well. So if you want to learn how to build games in the Godot engine from yours truly, I have those linked. This is the most recent one. So check those out. Those are linked in the description. Like I said, I appreciate all the support, and yeah, let's get right into it. So hello, A the Ant. Welcome back. No, you're an Alchemortis. Welcome back. Welcome back, Adam. Always good to see you. Thank you, A the Ant. The name is amazing. Added to my wish list. Looking forward to release. Thank you, Real Cruda, and welcome back. Yeah, I saw your message before the stream started, Monkey, so I put the link in the description. Thank you for the reminder, and welcome to the stream. Julio, good morning, my brothers in coding. Good morning. Good morning, Emerson. I helped with a leak you did. Holy cinema. Thank you, Meep. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Schlurgy. Life got busy. That's all right. Welcome back. Always good to see you. Did you draw the font? Because top notch. I did not. No, that's just the grander font. I mean, I added the shading to it, obviously, but I didn't draw it. No. Thank you, Lincoln Pepper. No mix. Welcome back. How dare you? I think Gunforged is going to slowly fade into irrelevance here as this game ramps up in development. Gunforged got disowned. Wishlisted. Thank you, Felly Tao. Appreciate that. Poor Gunforged. It's time for Game Dev once again. Welcome, Jackie Daytona. Hello, Kusei. Welcome back. Look at you having fun and making games while I'm stuck managing simultaneous ERP, a web framework transitions. Yep. I mean, you're getting paid for that, and I guess I'm getting paid for what I'm doing here, but it's probably not nearly as much as you. Anyway, so, you know, life is full of trade-offs. I haven't done any work on my game. I've just been drawing stuff. Sometimes that happens. So anyway, yeah, since a lot of the work that I need to do for the playtest is happening off stream, we're going to continue on with the combat log that we were working on yesterday, and I have some stuff written down here. So track it. Yeah, so there's a bunch of problems with it. Let me... Combat log manager. So we need to track heal and fire crits. We need to fix this poison applied. So this needs to turn into, yeah. So we're gonna fix this up a little bit. We also need to make sure, like, paralysis, when paralysis gets triggered, it will what? It will list all the cards that were affected. Unless I already did that. Did I do that? Oh, I did that. Okay, never mind then. I'd trade anything, become a full-time indie dev. My dev job in the mornings are coffee-induced, and I'm forced at times. Yeah, no, I feel you. Even when I was a software engineer, I enjoyed my job for the most part as a software engineer, but there were some weeks where it's just like, oh, this is just a slog. This sucks, you know. But I guess every job is like that. All right, so, speaking of stuff that I'm doing off stream, I want to show you, I'm working on a new main menu. Well, it's not really new, but I'm spicing up the main menu a little bit. So the main menu currently looks like, do I skip the menu here? Let's see. Yeah, so this is what the menu currently looks like. Obviously, it's a little bit bland. So I was trying to figure out how to improve it, and I did this. So yeah, it looks more like you're enclosed in some woods, and there's a sun now. It makes the menu a little bit more interesting. And then, of course, like this stuff can be animated to these clouds here. And then, yeah, I just got to fill out this space here. I think what I'll do is just put a bunch of grass everywhere. Don't want to overdo it, but, and we're missing the sign here. The sign goes there. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm doing off stream, is just trying to like get the menus tightened up and whatnot. Hello, Zombie Biscuit. Welcome, welcome. Sun, yeah. Haven't done game dev lately either. Playing BG3, loving it. Yeah, BG3 is a time sink. Been having multiple slog weeks in a row. Mechanical engineering isn't as glamorous as people make it seem. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Looking very nice, thank you. Steam page hype, yes indeed. Linked in the description. First link. Welcome back, Rookie Tookie. Hello, Stevio, or Stevo. Could you suggest some places where I could find sound effects? I've been doing some of my own, but the rest don't fit the style. Yeah, Sonus GDC. Sonus GDC audio bundle. I'll put it in the chat so you can see it. Thank you, Cody. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Peak main menu, thank you. You're so good at art, NGL. Thank you, Yayan. I appreciate that. It took me many hours. I worked on this for several hours last night and even probably like an hour and a half this morning. And I still have more to do. Like this lighting here on the skull, that needs to change. And the lighting on the signpost here needs to change. Because I'd originally drawn this with different lighting, but since the sun is back here now, I had to change all the highlights and stuff. So, and I still have to do that. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And then I think I could probably put like Alchemortis up here or up here or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Art is perfect. I'm jealous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Firebelly's in the chat. Can we all say hello to Firebelly for being here? You're welcome. Thought my island in well was good, but you just, well, that's, yeah, you shouldn't really be comparing yourself to others except for the purpose of learning, but we're just on different levels of artistic experience, I think, and I'm still learning a lot, but I've been at this for a couple of years now, slowly but surely making progress. Okay, anyway, enough about that. Let's get into the combat log. So yeah, this poison is going to be a problem. This necrotic, I can do this. Took. I think this is going to have to be highlighted. I don't know if I did that. Let's see. Description utils. Necrotic. Okay. So that should work. Poison, this should say took. Okay, I think that works. And then in here, we need to do poison. Oh, and we need to do the crit in here as well. Poison. Applied magnitude poison. We'll do speed reduced. Description utils, pluralize. Targeted cards by magnitude. Okay, so I think that's right. Track, heal, and fire crits. So we need to track crits. Entry data executed against board. Yeah, so, where is this tracked? Trackability execution. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I was going to use the damage context for the healing as well. What did I say for poison? Oh, do I need a status? Wait a minute. Right. So I think what I need in here... In order to get the crits out of here, I need to do like a status applied log or something in the turn history. So yeah, I'm gonna need to figure that out. Healing though is probably gonna have to use the damage context. So let's go into heal here. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this. As odd as it sounds, as odd as it sounds, I'm going to make heal a damage type and pass it through to damage. Because while it seems like it's a different thing, I think fundamentally it's really not. It's anything that's damage modifies the health of the thing taking damage. And so healing, while it's not damage in like our normal conception of it, from a technical standpoint, it's the exact same thing as anything else that changes the health. So what I'll do is I'll add a damage type. Oh, there's already a heal damage type here. See, I already planned this. So I just want to pipe this through. So we're going to get rid of heal here. We're going to make that private. And we'll put this down here. And then we'll add another case for this. Case damage type dot heal. And we have our is critical here. So turn history. So we'll do this. Heal damage entry or heal entry. I think that's right. From board execution context source board. I think that's right. Damage type dot heal, amount damage context dot amount. Yes, and then we'll do this. Current history entry track damage dealt. Heal entry. And we want to do the damage first. So we'll do heal, damage context dot damage amount, damage context dot is critical hit. Okay, and then we can break out of here. I think that's all I need to do for that. Now I'll have that data inside of the turn history. I think. But now we're gonna have to figure out all the places where this is broken now. Let's make that required. Okay, so new damage context. Source board is equal to target board, damage type. I don't know, we'll do execution context dot source board. Do I even use this target board anymore? Let's see. Oh yeah. Dot damage. Oh, we need the execution context as well. Oh, we're just passing that along, okay. Okay, so now we can track the individual healing and whether it's a crit or not. Cool. Now we need to figure out, so in the vampire fangs, we have the same issue. Damage. So new damage context. Source board equals player board. Damage type heal. Damage amount is critical hit false. We'll put it in the heal context here. Now, do I have the execution context? That's the thing. Is it in the artifact context? Nope. I have no idea what this is doing. We'll just pass in the execution context here. Lots of changes to be made. Oh, this is going to create an infinite loop now. I think. Oh, maybe not. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Now, what's the other heal? What is the other heal? Suppose I can just build and see what happens. But anyway, let's catch up on chat. I've already wishlisted the moment I saw the tweet. Awesome, thank you. I'm impressed with how well you are doing with restricted palette. You've come so far with your pixel art since I started following. Yeah, thank you, Raffle Muffin. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think it's... yeah, it's going very well, I think, so... The limited color palette, I think, is a huge help in accelerating. Just anyone, like I would recommend if you're trying to learn pixel art, start with a limited palette because that massive constraint actually accelerates your capabilities or your learning, I think. So yeah, just in a different dimension. Have you ever tried using JetBrains Writer over VS Code? I have, yeah. But I like VS Code, so I feel the only reasons to compare your art to others is A, you're stealing their art style, or B, you're comparing your art with your past self. Yeah, I agree with that. And like I said, also if you're studying, right? If you want to see, like if you want to actually study why somebody else's art is more appealing or maybe better from a technical standpoint, that's useful too. But I don't think you should say, oh, look at my current skill set and the skill set of someone that's been doing art for 10 years. Like this is not a fair comparison. yeah, you can really only compare yourself to where you were in the past. I'm stealing Firebelly's game. You have over 7,000 screenshots of all my art. Oh no. Hello V, welcome back. Nabil, welcome back. Good to see you. Neozoid, lurking. Damage type, health modifier. Yeah, I could rename it for sure. Alchemortis, genius name. I'm glad you guys like the name. Thank you, Max Solus. I think Alchemortis is good. If you'll notice that I was doing a bunch of testing for this game for my GMTK jam entry. So my jam entry was called Retromortis, which was a name that was a candidate for this game that I'm making, but I didn't think it fit, so I just borrowed that name for the jam entry. Then I also, you know, obviously it's a similar theme with the necromancy and stuff. It's got a similar color palette, but also one of the big things is I experimented with the sound effect style that I want to use in my jam game, which really just comes down to I'm basically forcing my sound effect files to be 8-bit resolution and 22 kilohertz sample rate, which gives it kind of like a retro texture, for lack of a better word. And people liked the sounds, how they sounded in the jam game. So that was like a little test to see if people were going to like it for this game, which I think they will. But we'll see. Playtest will have to determine that. Alchemortis is a nice name. Did Yeet suggest it? I don't think so, no. Nope. Came up with that one all by myself. What's the maximum number of colors in a palette you'd recommend for a beginner? If you're just starting, I would honestly just start with a 1-bit palette, black and white, and just practice a little bit in that, and then gradually step up the number of colors, because you do need to work on like highlights and shadows and stuff like that. But in terms of like just starting out pixel art, starting with 1-bit can help a lot, because then you can just focus on the form of the thing. So yeah, cooked. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna have to check a lot of this stuff, but what in the heck? Why is it doing this divided by 2F here? I don't understand. Oh. Okay, so hopefully that's working now. We'll have to test that. Anyway, all of that stuff was done. Here now, get execution string for damage dealt. So we can move heal now. Out. Damage type dot heal. So now we got to get the crits in place for the status effects. Okay. Get rid of this to do. Track poison. That's done. All right, let's see how that's working. Do you have a link to your jam game? Yeah, I can link it. Here's the jam game in the chat. Sorry for the detour question, but I've been messing with Halton sequence for map generating and not 100% happy with it. How are you dealing with the base node placement and separation, or any tips? So the way that I'm doing it is I'm using a poison disk sampling to scatter a bunch of points with a certain density. I think I have them placed within a roughly 64 pixel radius of each other. Then I basically choose a bunch of the points from the map randomly or semi-randomly, and then I triangulate them using a Delaunay triangulation, which basically just makes sure that, well, it creates triangles. So it ensures, so basically what the triangulation does is it creates connections to all the points with edges that don't crisscross each other. And then what you can do after that is generate a minimum spanning tree from like whatever your start node is, so that it visits all the nodes. So a minimum spanning tree is a tree in graph theory where there's the minimum edges required to connect all of the nodes together. And then what I do is I go back and add back in some of the edges from the triangulation. And so what that does, so all those steps together, what they do is it creates nodes that are far enough away from each other with edges that are guaranteed not to cross each other. That's about it. That's about how it works. Super excited for Alchemortis. Thank you, Andrew. Any update on Patreon? Yeah, that's coming in the next couple weeks. My Patreon's actually basically set up, with the exception of I have to upload all of my course content somewhere, because the highest tier in Patreon is going to give you unlimited access to all of my course content. So I just have to figure out where to host that and upload all that stuff and make sure that all the resources are downloadable and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm annoyed at the state of Godot web exports for C#, so I'm so hard to go back to GDScript for jam games just for itch export. Yeah. Semi-unrelated question. Thinking about moving from the built-in editor to VS Code. Any particular extensions you'd recommend? Yeah, I mean, just get the GDScript, or the Godot extensions that enable GDScript language features. That's basically the only one. You can add like a to-do extension if you want, but you really only need the Godot like extension. Team Cherry's announcement starts in 15 minutes. Uh-oh, you didn't see that. No one saw that. You have to stay at this stream. I'm kidding, of course. I've had a lot of similar recommendations for pretty much the same sequence. I'll have to explore it this week. Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, especially like Godot already has a Delaunay triangulation. Triangulate Delaunay. So you don't even have to bring in like a third-party script if you don't want to. It's in the Geometry 2D class. You just pass in an array of points and it triangulates all of them. Give us the Discord server. Yeah, that's coming too with the launch of the Patreon. Hello, Snupbill. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you as always. What happened? Wish I knew that already. Why didn't I check? Yeah, there's a lot of like lesser known features that are in the Godot engine. Did I fix it? Yummers. People love the yummers. What is this? Oh. Now we can run the game. Actually, here's what I'll do. I need a variety of things. So project settings. Let's just make this easy for myself. We're going to add, let's see, skip menu, generate test map, training dummy, override player board dimensions, test player cards. We want that. We want the Medusa head. We want incense. What else do we want? Let's do skeleton warrior. Okay. Hello? Thank you. So just put all these on here and make sure that it works. Okay, here we go. Incense. Reduce turns remaining of Skeleton Warrior, Wyvern Hatchling by 2. Why did this deal 4 damage? Am I not doing something right? Oh, I need to... Wait a minute. Why did that say deal 4 damage? What even on here does 4 damage? Oh, projects to ritual cards. Oh, I see. Ah, interesting. So that is correct. Okay. Never mind. My combat log is correct. I'm sorry I doubted you. Seems to be working just fine. I wish I could see the crits a little bit better. How am I going to test the crits? Maybe I'll just do this. Maybe I'll just go to my Skeleton Warrior. Well, oh, I need a heal item too. Let's do this. Let me think. Let's stage all these. Project settings, let's add a lamb bone ring. Okay. And in my base card, let's make the crits 100% in here. So get crit, modify critical chance. Get modified critical chance, return 1. So now I should have a 100% crit chance. So we can see if the crit logs are working properly. So I'll just put all this stuff on here. Honestly, crit doesn't even work for the incense, so I might have to fix that. But let's see. For some reason, the Wyvern Hatchling only applied 10 fire despite having a 100% crit chance. So that's weird. Oh, right. I still haven't done that. Where is the fire? Yeah. Right, so I'm not tracking fire crits and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. But what I should see is that, yeah, it's got 15 fire stacks. So that means the crit is working. It's just not being logged correctly because I'm not logging that specific data. So that's the next thing to do. But all the other crits are working. Gorgon Head paralyzed training dummy for 4 turns. Check that out. All right, this is looking good. It's in good shape. And of course the auto resolve fills up the combat log too. So yeah, obviously there's some work to do with respect to displaying the combat, but the next thing that I need to try now is the Vampire Fangs and Poison Heal. So let's add those. Vampire Fangs, Poison Heal. Okay, so that's... This dealt 3 damage is wrong. That's the next thing that I need to fix now. I think that's all I need to do. Please tell me the Discord server has something to do with necromancy in it. It's just it's just going to be a Firebelly Discord server. It's not going to be a Discord server for Alchemortis specifically. It's going to be a Discord server just for all of my work, you know. But, you know, my profile image is a skeleton, a hooded skeleton, so there you go. How am I going to fix this? Why isn't that working? Let's just put a breakpoint in here and we'll figure that out. Fellow Dracula user spotted. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah. I like Dracula. I like it a lot. Hello, Chris. Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome. Bob the Necromancer. No necromancy shame. Well, okay. All right. Fine. I could do something about that. But yeah, the Discord server should be fun, I think. There's going to be a Patreon members only section of the Discord, so you guys can have an exclusive club, anyone that subscribes, but then it will also be open. There will be just general public channels as well. Oh, I see. Is that what I need to do? This is a mess. I'll probably have to clean up this code at some point, but we'll do the meme. We'll make it exist first and make it good later. Player board dealt 3 damage. Okay. That's a problem. I don't want it to say player board every time. Also, it shouldn't say dealt 3 damage. Damage dealt entry. Oh boy, this is getting messy already. This should say took, and this needs to be grouped under a single header here. So let me think. I almost wonder if I should create a state machine for this. I'm gonna just make this super basic. Private bool is player board acting. I don't know. Private bool is enemy board acting. This is so bad. I should probably make a state machine for this. I think that would be better, but YOLO. I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Hello, Arion. Welcome back. I'm just going to start this. Nope, that's not right. Oh, I just died immediately. Why is that not working? Did I do something wrong? Maybe I'll just revert this. This is a mess. Maybe add a button to automatically position the cards in the best possible formation. I don't know if I want to do that because that kind of removes the element of strategy of planning your own build. I do want there to be a situation where the player goes, oh shoot, I didn't place those cards optimally. You know what I mean? I don't want to trivialize the process of, you know, the strategic ordering of your cards. Because even in my playtesting, I've like set up a board and then I went through a combat and then I went, oh wait, I gotta shift these cards around because they're not optimal, you know? And there's a certain element of fun to that, I think, personally. The min-maxing, the optimization, the finding inefficiencies in your layout and rectifying them, I think is a big part of the fun of auto battler games. But I could be wrong. Any other thoughts on that? Anyone else have any thoughts? So I think that's working now. I have to change this delt to took. Games are supposed to be fun and not optimal. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, I have a personal like pet peeve, especially for games that like are not competitive games. Like, so, you know, games like Minecraft, for instance, like there's a way to set up your farms in Minecraft such that it's like maximizing the amount of output, right? And there's a certain amount of fun in that. But I also, you know, I like to be a little bit more loosey-goosey with it and make things more aesthetic, even if it's not like super optimal. But I guess that's not really related to this game. This game, you want to place things optimally. I think you need the option to like control click something to quickly move it off the board or out of the booster pack, but arranging should be on you. Yeah, there will be quality of life options to quickly transfer things to and from various inventories for sure. That's definitely going to happen. So I'm gonna move some stuff around here. This is a little bit wonky, but it's okay. Okay. Congratulations on the Steam page. Thank you, Acai Dev. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. In games like this, I want to be advised, not told what to do, if that makes sense. Yeah, can you elaborate on that? What does it mean to be advised in this context? Now that's not working. Son of a biscuit. This is a mess. Silksong September 4th. Ooh, that's coming up. Wait, it's releasing in like 2 weeks? That's crazy. Why is it saying... Oh, I completely messed this up, didn't I? How did that mess up so bad? Wait. Well, I guess we're gonna have to step through this. Excited? Yeah. I don't know if I'll play Silksong. I might not. Probably won't. That's null. String is equal to player board. Okay. Execution string is null. Why is it null? Type damage, type shield. Oh. Here we go. Oh, the shield was 0. Wait, why does it have 0 shield? I don't understand that. What? Oh, I think I know what the issue is. Let me think. Board combat component. The problem is that this is still logging shield damage if the shield damage delta is 0, so I think I need to do this. I think that was messing it up. We don't want to do that. Don't want to log shield damage if no shield damage happened. That will probably fix it, I think, maybe? Player board took 3 damage, took 3 damage, took 3 damage. Okay. I just mean like hints, I guess. Oh, gotcha, okay. I gotcha. Are we back in working order? Wyvern Hatchling took 3 damage. This is so... I'm just playing whack-a-mole at this point. I have to think of a better way of doing this combat logging, I think. We'll print if there's 0 damage, because that might still be a problem. Can't believe it's real. I wish I didn't have to do this every time, but I do. So yeah, this wyvern should not be saying took 3 damage. Why would that be happening? I'm gonna try this. I think this is the only case really where this would be the problem. This is such a mess. I'll have to clean this up for sure. Hello, Honor. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Here we go again. No, it's still breaking. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. I'm gonna have to rethink what's going on here. I don't know why this is happening. Why is it saying took 3 damage? Obviously it thinks is player board acting is still the case, but man, this sucks. Added to wish list. When is the demo? Do you have a set date? In a couple of weeks, there will be a playtest. It's not going to be a demo. It'll just be a playtest, like a very basic, bare bones playtest. But yeah, in a couple weeks. Okay, tell you what. I need to take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we need to figure out a better thing for this. So give me just 3 minutes. I'll be right back, and we will continue on. Hello everybody, it's me, your favorite niche e-celeb. I still think that's very funny, a very funny thing to say. Steam page, yes, everybody please go wishlist the Alchemortis Steam page. I'll bring it up just again as an ad, I guess. So yeah, it's linked in the description below. First link in the description. I guess I could pin it to the chat as well, why not? Oops, I pinned Yeet's message on accident. Ah, such a boomer. Here we go. So yeah, it's linked, first link in the description. I've also just pinned it to the chat. So go wishlist it if you're interested in this game. I would appreciate that very much. And yeah, we'll continue on here. So this is completely broken. So we're gonna take a little bit of a, let's see. Don't log 0 damage shield. Hopefully that has no unintended consequences. I don't think it will. Now, in terms of the actual logging here, so we've got a couple of different states. We've got a state where the enemy board is taking damage from something that was applied by a card earlier, in the case of like fire or poison. Same for the player in the case of like the vampire fangs, which does damage every turn, but does not have doesn't have a card attached to it. So we basically need to log when cards do their abilities, when cards deal damage, apply fire, all that stuff, and then when damage is taken asynchronously as a result of something that happened a few turns back. So we've got a couple of different situations in here. So I think it might be a good idea to do a state machine for this and just switch into different states, like, oh, the player board is taking damage now, and then the enemy board is taking damage now, and then this card is going now. How am I actually going to do that, though? That's a good question. What would a state machine even get me there? I mean, I guess I don't really need to use like a state machine implementation. I wonder if I can just use a set of enums and just track like what's currently taking damage. We're gonna try it. Well, we'll see. My favorite niche e-celeb is back cinema. I am very important, yeah. You can add so much more to the Steam page. No, I feel like it's a bit lacking. It is a bit lacking, yes. But I'm not ready to do like a full marketing push on it. It's just, the reason I have a Steam page up is so that people can wishlist it, and also so that I just want to get Steam set up so I can do play tests through it. Do you have a generic finite state machine class? I do, yeah. It's going to be so cool to finally play this and see all that I suggested in practice. Yeah, that's going to be cool indeed. And what I'm going to do also, I mentioned this yesterday, but when I launch the Patreon, the highest Patreon tier will also get you your name listed in the credits for Alchemortis. So that's a little interesting, fun thing. I may also add certain viewers to the credits if they want to be added, even if they don't pay, but we'll see. We'll see. How long did it take you to make this? I've been working on this since March, since like the first week in March. So however many, I guess just about, yeah, 4.5 months, something like that. But you have to keep in mind too that for like 1.5 of those months, my primary focus was creating the new Udemy course. So I wasn't really working on this game much off of stream during that time. So realistically, it's been like 3 months if you want to just subtract that time. But anyway, so let's just see if a state machine will fix this up. So private enum log state player board. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, did I? Oops. I did the enum wrong. Enemy board card. Let's just do none here. Okay, private log state current state is equal to log state.none. Let's create a little helper class here. Private log state, no, private void change state log state to state. If current state is equal to to state, we're just going to return. I'm just going to make this very basic, I think. Void player board state entered. Private void player or enemy board state entered. Private void card state entered. Let's do this. Switch current state. Okay. So now we're going to figure out how to do this. Private bool is header logged. Player board state entered. Okay. Private string header string. Okay. In player state entered, we're going to set header string is equal to player board. Header string is equal to enemy board. Now card state entered, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't know what to do with this one just yet, but let's do that. Let's just work with this for now. I'm hoping that I can just get rid of all this stuff. You know what I might do? I'm just going to write a new method here. And I'll copy and paste as necessary. Okay. We do need to keep track of the last logged card. I'm going to make this a little bit weird, but toState is equal to log state.card. Or this should be and. So card state entered, what we're going to do is we're going to say header string is equal to last log card dot display name. And we're actually going to make this active card. We'll rename that to active card. Okay, so on damage dealt tracked, if damage dealt entry, well, actually, let's do well, I'm gonna have to figure this out, but one step at a time. By card is not equal to null. And damage dealt entry dot by card is not equal to active card. Active card is equal to damage dealt entry dot by card. It would be great if you launched the demo and updated the Steam page before Steam Next Fest in October. I think that might be doable. I might be able to have a demo, although there's another Next Fest that will happen early next year, I'm pretty sure. So it may be wise for me to wait until that one, because the mistake I made with Gunforge is I did the Next Fest a year and a half before the game launched. What I would rather do is do the Next Fest when the game is about to release, right? So it would be nice to like do a Next Fest and then 2 weeks later publish the game, so like the iron's still hot, you know what I mean? You think it's in February? I as a Steam partner know the exact dates when these things are coming up, but I am not allowed to disclose those under NDA. All I can say is that typically, historically, Steam has done Next Fests multiple times a year, some of which are in the early portion of the year, historically speaking. I was giving your C# extension utilities a shot last night. I really like Node, but is there a way to easily grab a parent node? Or is that like a code smeller anti-pattern? Or like a parent sibling? I tried a node at Tilemap Layer, but that doesn't seem to go up. I think that should work. It just depends on when you're calling the wire nodes, because if you're using the notification scene instantiated and you're doing your wire nodes in that, it may be the case that the sibling nodes just aren't created yet. You know what I mean? If you were to do the wire nodes in something like the ready method, I think it would work. But then you would have to, like, your nodes wouldn't be available immediately, right? They'd only be available after ready. But I would say probably generally that's an anti-pattern. If you want to get a parent, you can just use get parent, right? And just do that in your ready method, which is not, you can't use the utilities for that, but you know, that would work. But if you want to get a sibling, yeah, I mean, you're going to deal with some like order of operations issues depending on when you're calling wire nodes. Classified info, yeah. Anyway. So change state else if damage dealt entry dot buy card is not equal or equals null. Let's do this. I'm going to set active card to null in here. So this state machine is not the best implementation, but it should help clean up things a little bit at least. Okay, so now what we can do is we could say we'll do this var execution string current state is equal to log state that player board, or current state is equal to log state dot enemy board. Okay, if not is header logged, then what we're going to do is we're going to log the header. So we'll do emit signal log added header string. And then we can do emit signal log added execution string. So let's just get rid of this for now. Now get execution string for ability. Where is this happening? So I kind of need to duplicate this. Oh, maybe that's what was happening. I've basically got state changes happening in two different places, which is a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. I'll just go ahead and grab this now. On ability, so this is always going to be a card. This will always be a card. So what I can do is I can say active card is equal to latest entry dot, execution entry dot base card. Then I can do change state log state dot card. This is the problem here. This change state. I might have to do something like force, bool force. So force will be old card is not equal to active card. Okay, and then in here, so it's not the prettiest state machine implementation, but I do think that it's making everything a little bit more, what is the word I'm looking for? It's making everything a little bit more sensical. So if not is header logged, emit signal log added header string, execution string. We need to do is header logged equals true. Is header logged equals true. So I don't know if this is going to work, but it's certainly a lot cleaner. I think you can grant that, but we'll have to see. All right, YOLO. I recently started your Udemy courses and really enjoying them so far. How viable is doing proper games like Brotato, Vampire Survivors, and Gunforge solely using GDScript? If I'm not mistaken, Brotato is a game made in Godot using GDScript. So your answer is it's 100% viable. I would say Vampire Survivors games are 100% viable in GDScript. And Gunforged, the tricky part with Gunforged is that there's a lot of interactions that are happening with the bullets and the runes and whatnot. It's not impossible to do in GDScript, but with more like systematically complex games, meaning that the game systems are like have multiple layers of abstraction and there's a lot of data flowing everywhere. I think that is harder to manage in GDScript than C# in my personal opinion, but you certainly can do it. It's definitely possible. Gunforged is 100% possible to make in GDScript. It just maybe wouldn't be as good of a developer experience. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Shirley. Very much appreciate the $10. Welcome to the stream. Always good to see you. $10, so generous. Can we get claps in the chat for Shirley, please? Hi, sorry you joined late, but how's it going? It's going great. Thank you for asking. Congrats on the Steam page. I just wishlisted it. Thank you, thank you. Will it be coming out on Mac also? Yeah, it'll be on Mac, Linux, you know, all that stuff. Thank you, everyone, for the claps. Boom. There you go. Appreciate you guys. That's going straight into my McDonald's fund. You know it. What? I should do like a game dev, a devlog video of breaking down my costs as a solo game developer, and like, it'll be like the meme, like, help me balance this budget. $500 spent on McDonald's and like everything else is like $100. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you, V. People do that type of videos. It's actually really insightful. My budget would be relatively boring, really, because I don't really spend that much money, except I think I've mentioned this before, I have a 10-year mortgage. So that's basically where all of my money is going every month. Ah, well, what are you going to do? Okay, it looks like we're missing the indent and there's an extra new line. Why are we missing the indent? Probably because I flubbed it up. Oh, maybe I don't need these new lines here. Wait, I forgot. Drawer UI. Yeah, it's automatically adding a new line. So I actually don't need the new line anymore. Ooh, that's even better. All right, let's see what happens. All right. Player board took 3 damage. Skeleton Warrior dealt 8 damage, healed 4, healed 6. Wow, this looks like it's working great. I should have done a state machine earlier. Thank goodness for state machines. Okay, that seems to be working great. Let's get rid of the vampire fangs and we'll add some poison items here. Let's do rat and ceremonial dagger. Owning a house and being an indie game dev is definitely impressive. It's I don't know. Well, thank you for the compliment. I'll take it as a compliment, but it's yeah, it can be difficult, but it's all right. Look at that. Enemy board took 2 poison, healed 2, training dummy healed. Rat applied 2 poison. Why is the rat applying 2 poison? Oh, oh, that's a crazy synergy I didn't even think about. So the ceremonial dagger, is the ceremonial dagger applying 2 poison? It is. So the rat copies poison abilities, right? If it copies the ceremonial dagger, which is apply 1 poison and then double the poison applied if an adjacent card applies poison, these 2 cards are feeding off of each other now. So they're both applying 2 poison at the same time because the rat is copying the poison ability, which triggers the ceremonial dagger to do its bonus. And this is copying that bonus ability. And of course the ceremonial dagger does poison. So it's like they're feeding off of each other. That's crazy. I like that. It was a compliment. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I took it as a compliment. I just, yeah. It's, yeah. I've got 2 black box scenes made to be used in isolation and would like to avoid enabling editable children. How do I have scene 1 parented to? I think this is working great. The state machine was the way to go. So yeah. So I can delete all this now. Look at that. I think it's a lot cleaner what's happening here. A lot cleaner. And that's going to be more extensible too if I need more states. Hit send too early. That's okay. Yeah, if you want to finish your thought, I'll just piece the 2 together. And I'll see if I can, I don't know, we'll see if I can give you any good advice. Rework combat log manager to use state machine. Nothing better than deleting code. I agree. When I was working at my previous job, I kind of got a reputation as being the guy who like got all the refactor work because I love like, if my PRs have more deleted lines of code than added, I just feel amazing. Feels awesome. Especially if the functionality is not changing. Because then it just means that you made your code more elegant. So, but we still need to track the poison and fire crits, which is not happening. I love elegant code, yep. Elegant code, gang. There's certainly a nice feeling to being able to just delete entire code chunks. Yep. Okay, let's see. Damage. So when this apply status happens, we need to track that. I need to track it. So apply status here. So when I damage here, that's creating that. If I do apply status, status component. So I'm basically just gonna have to model what I'm doing for the damage here. So we're gonna pass along the execution context and the status context. Stacks turn duration. So we're going to need probably something similar here. We're going to need a public class status. Let's call it like an applied or apply status context. Public base status status. We'll make this required. And then public required bool is critical. Hit. We're going to change this to require that apply status context. Var status is equal to context.status. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to actually log this stuff. Where's my damage? Damage in here. Current history entry, execution context. So this, we're going to need that, which means we're going to need to pass in I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to figure that out in a second. Why is the necrosis status happening at the board level? That's a little bit weird, but that's okay. We'll figure that out in a second. Apply status context. Okay, so we're going to do execution context in here, execution context. We're going to do current history entry is equal to that. Track damage dealt. So let's do this. Public void track status applied. Apply status context. Status context. Damage dealt entries, we're just gonna store a list. Private read only list. Status applied entry. Oh, we already have a status applied entry. Interesting. Do I now need... I'm just going to be lazy here. I'm not going to create an enum for this, but I'll do public required type, status type. See, the problem is I have like this paralysis. Oh, this is a debuff. Oh, that's a debuff. That's not a status. Okay. What statuses do I have? Necrosis. Okay. All right. So what we'll do then is we'll just log the amount here. Public required bool is critical. Get init. Public required int. Well, I'm not going to add that. I was going to add the turn duration in here, but I don't think I'm going to follow the you aren't going to need it principle here. Just only do what I need. This actually has to be a status applied entry. Status applied entries dot add status applied entry. We're gonna need okay. Let's just get this working here. Var status to log is equal to existing status null coalescing to status. Okay, anyway. Will you send the demo to the upcoming Steam Fest? I don't think so. Not this Steam Fest, but maybe the one after. My fellow students hated my session with it. They wanted to get the assignment done and forget about it. Well, I wanted to make it the right way. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, did you teach at a college level or high school or something? Or no, you're talking your fellow students. So you were in school. Right. I misunderstood that. That is something that I think I kind of wish like college professors did more is like, okay, you made it work, but like, let's put some effort into making it look nice and readable and stuff. Dealing with legacy code I didn't write. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. How's everyone's day going? I'm going well. How are you doing? How's everyone else? Congrats, when playtest in a couple of weeks. We had both Alchemortis and Silksong announced at the same day, so it's going fantastic. Yeah. Thrice reheated Metroidvania nachos. I don't know what that's in reference to, but welcome, Frisky Shadow. Johan, did you want to finish your question here? I haven't seen a new message come through. Oh, you retracted your other message. Okay, gotcha. Let's see. Okay, so status to log, existing status. So now what I need to do is I need to do current history entry. We can just bring this down here. Current history entry dot track status applied. New turn history entry. Status applied entry. Status type equals type. Cool. Amount equals status dot tag. Context is critical hit. Cool. All right. So we're logging that now. And I guess I actually, oh yeah, status to log dot stacks. No. I actually don't need this status to log. Now the question is, what I should do is I should log it before I emit this signal. So I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to emit this at the end. Like that. Because when something responds to a status applied through the signal, I want to make sure that I've logged all the data first, just in case, because then I could just avoid any potential issues in the future. So now when we apply the status, we need that status context. New status component dot apply status context. Is crit. Am I missing one? Nope. Oh, I need the context. Execution context. Okay, so that's basically how it works. Target board. Oh, do I want to put the target board in here? No, I don't think so. So that's that. Let's go to poison now. Poison status is crit. Okay, so we're logging all that stuff now. The status component is reading that status context object, adding it to the current turn history, dealing that, logging that track status applied. So now I need action turn history entry dot status applied entry on status applied tracked. Then we go to our turn manager. Well, let's go to this first. Public void on status applied tracked, status applied entry. I don't know what it's doing here. So I think this is going to be the same thing as this. Oh, I'm not logging the base card. Oh, I got a lot of irons in the fire here. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, that works. Okay. Shoot, there's a lot going on here. On status applied tracked. Buy card. Get execution string for status applied. I've got like 3 different threads that I'm holding on to right now. I'm gonna forget something. Can I do this? Status applied entry dot status type dot switch type of fire status. Am I not allowed to do that? Can I do this? Why does type of not work? Let me ask the AI. How do I address Oh, I can't use the switch statement. All right. That's okay. We're going to get rid of this. Now we need the critical text. Okay, so get execution string for status applied. Status applied entry. Okay, so now we go back here. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I got some chat to catch up on. 1 second. On status applied track.invoke this. Why is it not working here? Oh, on status applied track. There we go. Okay. I have no idea if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. Also, I probably have some errors, so let's build. Anyway, I'm working on my master's degree in computer science. Basically, only my master's thesis is left. I should be done in April next year. Awesome. That's great. Great to hear. Have scenes A and B made to be used in isolation. Goal parent A to the child of B, and crucially use the 3D viewport for precise bespoke positioning, but discourage to enable editable children. Yeah, I think that's scenes B and A made to be used in isolation. Parent A to child of B. And crucially, use the 3D viewport for precise bespoke positioning. Yeah, I guess I still don't know enough about what you're trying to accomplish, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, enabling editable children is a little bit, it's certainly very brittle, so I think you're right to try to avoid that, but if you can't avoid it and you can make the edits that you need to do with editable children, it might be okay. It might be okay. I am using the editable children to position things in one spot in this game because it's very annoying to accomplish the same thing through a more robust method, I guess you could say. Hello, Luca. Welcome back. Thinking of making a factory automation game, but you can control the workers instead of the factory parts. Does anyone have any tips, ideas? That is an interesting idea. You could look at a game called Necess. I don't know if you've seen it on Steam. That's kind of like a Terraria-esque game, but with villagers that you can have, that you can assign roles and duties to, and it's kind of similar to what you're talking about. University professors teaching begrudgingly instead of being allowed to do their research. Yeah. Haven't joined in a while because of work, but hope the game progresses well. Thank you, Boulder. Appreciate it. Welcome back. How come you almost never comment your code? I probably have the issue where I comment document too much. Yeah, I'm just generally anti-comment for a couple of reasons. One, if you feel the need to comment your code, my opinion is that your code probably isn't clear enough. Like, the code should read in a way that it makes clear what it's doing. And then the other issue with comments is that if you comment code, you have two sources of truth, right? You've got the comment, which is saying one thing, and the code, which is saying another. Now, if you just wrote the comment, then they're probably one-to-one. But if you go and change code, or you change how the system works, and you neglect to update the comment, now you've got two conflicting sources of truth. The comment is saying one thing, and the code is saying another, which can actually be more confusing than having no comments. So it's, in an ideal situation, your code is the source of truth both for its meaning and its function, right? If you feel the need to write a comment to explain what the code is doing or the meaning of the code, I think you're doing something wrong, generally speaking, right? Of course, there are very sophisticated algorithms that are just impossible to understand at a glance. Those require documentation. But there's other ways to document code too. Like in the business world, a lot of the way that you document code is through your unit tests, because your unit tests are like plain language, like it should do this, right? But it's code that's reinforcing existing code such that if you change the code, it breaks, and then you have to update the test or fix the code if the breakage was unintentional, right? So I'm just generally anti-comment in code. That's just me. I'm just reading your comments, Sam. Sam Studio. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good twist on a factory kind of game. I think it's a good idea. I'm not aware of any games that are exactly like that, but maybe somebody else can point it out. It's a good idea to run your card description and then have an interpreter read that card description and attachability comparison to that card. What do you mean? So let's see, run your card description, have an interpreter to read that card description and attachability. I don't know exactly what this is referring to. Are you talking about comparing two cards together? Lego Rock Raiders. That's cool. That's a good point. I'm certainly not writing anything complex enough to not be understandable. Yeah, what you'll notice too in my code is that I tend to use very verbose method names and very verbose variable names. And that's all part of what I was just saying, which is that if you can make your variables and your method names more descriptive, it reduces or it increases the ability to understand the code just by reading it, right? Oh, I need to pass in the execution context. I might be breaking a bunch of stuff here. And then I have this one final thing to figure out, which is this. I think I can just do this. I hope that works. Anyway, time to figure out if this works. I need a shield. Let's see. Giant finger, I guess. So now we got to test a bunch of statuses. Oh, I should add a shield. Did I not add a shield status in here? Yeah. If status applied entry. All right, time to see if it worked. I think there's a very good chance that I broke something, but we'll figure it out. Let's just do that. Is it poison, shield, and fire? And I still have a 100% crit chance, don't I? Oh, no, I don't. Okay. We'll have to test that in a second. Applied 1 poison, took 1 poison, healed 1. Applied 8 preserve. Okay, so the whole point of breaking all that data out was to allow crits. Get modified critical chance, return 1. Have a rename clean coding, and originally from a book called Clean Code that touches these topics. Yeah, that's where I mostly got my anti-comment opinion. I think clean code is a little bit too dogmatic, but I think the ideas at least are good, generally speaking. But I think OOP is like, that book is mostly focused on object-oriented programming. I think that's largely falling out of favor nowadays. Object-oriented programming. So not a whole lot of the things are applicable anymore. I think this is working. Now we got to see what happens when we get to the necrosis here. Okay, we got an error. Oh, right, we don't have the current history. Okay, so the problem with the necrosis now is we don't have the current turn history. I should probably move this. Okay. Let's just say that this is working for the most part. I need to move this necrosis tick. I don't even know why I have a necrosis tick here. I don't know why I was doing that on the board to begin with. Because we've got the turn context here. So what I'll do is I'll just do this. We'll get rid of can receive necrosis. On necrosis tick, we're going to get rid of this. Turn manager, we're going to do this in here now. Do I have board data in here? Okay, this is a little bit messy, but that's okay. Necrosis tick, get rid of that. And the other thing is I can do this now. Execution context dot turn context is equal to turn context. So now I have that. I think that will work. I don't know. We'll find out. Wait, would it have made more sense to do this in... It might have made more sense to do this in this turn executor here. Okay, let's do this. Public void do necrosis tick int stacks turn context. Okay, so this can receive necrosis. I need to... shoot, I gotta figure out where the heck, okay, it's fine. Actually, I'll just do this. If not owner board dot can receive necrosis. Oh, look at that. Easy. Never mind. I don't need to do it anymore. Don't need to do it anymore. Is that it? And I don't even need this anymore. Owner board. Owner board. Okay, much cleaner. We can get rid of this now. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens. Oops, I kept that message up way too long. I mean, writing your card description and then your card will have all ability the card description says. Stack 1 poison to enemy and then your card can automatically do that without having to code that. Oh, I see. So you're saying using plain language to write the abilities. I think it's easier to go the other way where you write the behavior and then write the English description, but I'm sure there's a way to like create a configuration system where you could just use keywords like that to determine how cards behave, but it'd be almost like writing your own language because it'd have to be a very specific order. There's a story I think about where I was trying to fix a bug for over a week and all I did was rename the variables and then could properly understand what was happening and fix the issue. Yeah, I've done that before too. It's just like, okay, this is a mess. Let me just rename everything with its meaning. And then like, it's amazing. The meaning does become clearer if you make clearer variable names. I mean, maybe that shouldn't be shocking, but it's true. The game's in C#? Yes, indeed. I don't understand the recent hate for object-oriented programming. Honestly, I don't either. But is there a recent hate for object-oriented? Yeah, the paradigm. I think the paradigm is becoming less popular. Functional programming is becoming a big thing. So yeah, I think that's true too. Like composition is becoming more popular and functional programming, like I said. Congrats on the Steam page. Thank you, Forgotten. Appreciate that. Is it easy to keep track of all the different variables and objects you have in your code? I think so, yeah. That's relatively easy. I mean, it gets more complex when you're talking about like card abilities and stuff, but I think for the most part, it's okay. Let's just throw everything on the board. Just throw everything on the board. So now we got to make sure that the necrosis works, and then we'll just read through the combat log and see. This guy who's professionally programmed in many languages over the last 25 years. I love C# and never want to use anything else. Yeah, C# is really fun. I love TypeScript. If I could do my Godot programming in TypeScript, I would do it. I think there was like ECMAScript bindings that worked with TypeScript. Uh-oh, I think we have a null reference issue again. Let's run debug. I'd probably be a mess with this type of descriptive system. Oh, localization would probably be a mess with this type of descriptive system. Yes, I think it will be. If I decide to do it. Hello from South Africa. Hello, Ben. Welcome back. Good to see you as always. Planning on picking up your game. Thank you. Also, do you have a Discord? I will have a Discord in a couple of weeks. The Discord, the Patreon, the first devlog for this game, and the playtest will all be dropping at the same time. So keep an eye out for that. So now we got to let the null reference issue happen. C++ and Lua. Here we go. So status applied. Okay, so it's assuming that there's a card. But there is no card. It was not applied by a card. So I think what I'll do... So that's the null... I wonder why I'm not getting those null reference. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll do if... I'm just going to change to log state.none. Oh, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I'll just do this. If status applied entry dot by card is equal to null, we'll just skip that entirely. Okay, that should fix that. So now we can go back in. We'll let this run and then we'll take a look at the combat log as usual. If Rust had better syntax for macros, it would be my only language. Love C#, but it has a lot of easy ways to shoot yourself in the foot. Yeah, that's definitely true. I'd rather lose my big toe than use C++ again. I did C++ in college, and yeah, I did not like it at all. I have to go now. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Sam Studio. Hope to see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Last time I used Lua was doing add-ons for a while. Yeah, I remember that. Hello, Gaming Shorts. Welcome back. What is your particular case for using editable children in this project? That is in the enchantment screen. So here, I've got 2 different tentacle sprites and 1 tentacle sprite that's flipped. And so what I did is I have like a tentacle scene, but I needed to just change the sprite only. So what I did is I just made these tentacles editable, and then I just directly edited this sprite to change the texture and the flip H. But that has broken several times as I've restructured the tentacle. And so I have to keep going back and changing it. So it probably would be easier to like set up some code to change that for me, but I didn't want to go through that effort. So that's where it is. Let's take a look at the combat log, which is massive. Just going to do a quick sanity check here and make sure that it looks all right. Yeah, it's looking great. Nice. Yeah, I think that comment log is looking perfect. Well, not visually speaking, I still need to make it fit better with the UI, but in terms of what it's actually logging, it looks great. Okay, so properly log. Cool. Awesome. Can't wait. Been crazy busy with my game lately. Learning so much. Loved your video on inheritance versus composition. Thank you. What's your game about? I think a lot of the features from the last 5 years in C++ have made it better, but it still has a lot of pitfalls. What are your thoughts about being overemployed as a work from home software dev? Overemployed? Well, it depends on to what level. Are you in over your head? Are you being asked to do things at work that you just don't have the ability to do? Or are you getting paid way more than you think you should be? If that's the case, I think you just keep your mouth shut and keep collecting a paycheck. But in the other case, if it's just like stretching the limits of your ability and you don't feel competent in whatever is being asked of you, might be a good idea to look for a different job or just talk to your managers and say, hey, I'm having difficulty doing this. Can somebody else, Might be nice to have a copy to clipboard button for the log since it's kind of hard to review the full battle log in the tiny window. I can make it expandable. Like I can make it so that it just takes up the full screen. So if you want to bring it up and look at it, you can. Oh, asking working 2 jobs. Oh, I mean, if you can do both jobs well, I don't see a reason why it should be disallowed, you know? I think where people kind of get into some gray area, for me at least, is like when you're just getting overemployed, taking multiple jobs with the expectation that you're basically going to do no work and just take money. It's like, I think you should still do the work that's required of you. And if you can do 2 jobs in one day, both to a good quality or a good output, then I don't really see a problem with it. I've never personally tried to do it, so. A game about cards that summon dice and fight each other. Depending on the attack type, the dice are different. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, the dice fight each other. I like it. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream today. The comment log is looking pretty good, but I'm going to be working off stream on getting everything tightened up for the playtest build. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Again, you can wishlist Alchemortis now. The Steam page is pinned in the chat, but also linked below. So check that out, and we'll try to get this game into your hands as soon as possible. I can manage my workload at my current job with about 4 to 5 hours of focus work a day and debate if I should work on making games. Oh yeah, if you want to work on games when you don't have anything on your plate, I think that's fine. Why wouldn't it be fine? I don't know. Sent you an email. Okay. Thank you. I'll check it out. Thanks everyone. All right. Have a good day. Hope to see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.